remember, don't let any human see you. Because why?
Humans are the demon scum of the earth. Avoid them, don't say hi. They lust to murder that which is different from them. To interact with them is to die.
So Seth Rogen decided to direct and produce a new animated Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. The first TMNT movie we got since the real-life ones with Megan Fox.
Supergrupo Miel Pops.
When I first heard they were going to make the movie, I just thought it was going to be another reboot of a classic title. Really I thought it was going to be an attempt at somebody trying to get a quick bag. But when I actually watched this shit, it was actually real good from top to bottom. And I really don't have many complaints. The title's probably going to say something like, how this movie saves animation. So let's talk about it.
I became exactly what I wanted to. I became a millionaire at 22.
When I was watching the movie, the thing that immediately jumped out to me was for sure the voice acting. I feel like every character was just perfectly casted when it comes to Ice Cube as Superfly or Jackie Chan as Splinter. Like, Seth Rogen for real just went all hits, no misses. The chemistry between the Turtles was just so authentic, and it was definitely a refresher from the other movies where it was just literally adults playing teenagers. Like, I feel like all the TMNT stuff really just ignored the T and was just like, all right, fuck it, they're mutants. Like, they forgot that these characters are dead supposed to be 15. So I really like that Seth Rogen put an emphasis on the fact that they're teens. So let's really, really lean into that. Another thing I like that this movie did that kind of separated themselves from the other ones in the franchise is Master Splinter's character as a whole. Like, in this one, they really just leaned into the fact that bro is just like old as hell. Like, at this point in his life, he's just a stay-at-home dad. He's concerned about where his boys are at, and he's reminiscent of the old days when they would actually hang out with him. Like, at this point, they're 15 and they're kind of in that our dad is like lame as hell type phase, and Splinter kind of has to deal with that internally, and he has to deal with the fact that his boys are all he has, and all it seems like they want to do is damn near just get further and further away from him, man. It's an interesting dynamic because we never really saw that out of a Splinter character before. He's more so like hella wise and strict and kind of to the point. We don't really get too wrapped up in Splinter's emotions and how he actually feels. So I kind of like that real vibe to it, that like when the Turtles were talking to Splinter in this movie, it's not the same way they would talk to him in a different Turtles franchise. Thank you.
New checks on me, they clear. Got a naked on a test. Got my diamonds on him.
I think the intro to the movie was for sure good, and it was a good setup to the type villain that we were gonna get. And in the beginning, they showed us a familiar face in Dr. Baxter, and they showed us he was cooking up some mutant potion thing to kind of create this mutant army. And actually, I don't even think it was a mutant army. I think bro was he was trying to make some friends, because I remember him saying like, oh, I was outcasted growing up, and you're gonna have homies. It's like, damn, like bro's actually kind of a loser, so it just feels weird that he was just creating mutant friends because he ain't had no homies. Damn. Yeah, it sucks even worse because actually Dr. Baxter got ran down on, and then they stole all his shit, and then yeah. This led to Superfly's evil motives, and they're actually pretty good. I mean, his dad really got dropped off. Actually, he had to watch it, and then he had to raise his siblings on his own. So he really developed this hatred for humans over the years, and yeah, it created a monster because Superfly is for sure sick in the head, which makes him a real good villain. And with a dickhead cut like Superfly got, it for sure makes sense why he's just angry at the world. Like if my head looked like those, like it's just like, damn. Like you can't do nothing about it either. He's mutant. Like look at his arm. Like one's longer than the other. Like you can't even like, feel me? Like you can't even like pick that out or like, you know, like look at it. Ugh.
Hop in the whip, hop in the whip, hop in the whip. Go on a trip, I make it flip. Stack on my chips, I make it flip.
One thing I kept hearing about the movie is the animation style, and I feel like the consensus opinion around it was that it was just really good. I don't know how to fully describe it because one is not really super comparable to any other show I've seen, but it has this like 3D, 2D type look to it. Like I feel like some of the actions or whatever was in 2D, but like the characters is in 3D. So I don't know, it's very interesting. And one thing that for real jumped out to me, and I mean literally like jumped out to me, it was a fucking jump scare in a kid's movie, was how ugly some of these niggas is. Like holy shit. Oh my god. What is, like, their faces were distorted, like right side will be chill and then left side just droopy. I was just so confused at first because I'm looking and I'm like, bro, like, is this on purpose? It looked like it looked like Doodle Bob. It was dead like a bunch of Doodle Bobs. It was so confusing. I was just looking like, what is happening? But then, like, as the movie kept going, they kind of grew on me. Like, of course they're still hideous, but it's like, I kind of get it. You know what I mean? Like, it was so weird that I started to understand as I was watching it. But they really hit home with the mutants, because the mutants were, oh my lord, that's disgusting. Like, I can for real see why the humans didn't want to be cool with them. Would you want to be cool with this? Look at this. Bruh, he walks up to you. He's like, yo, what's good, homie? Like, how do you respond to this? It's just so, I don't know. The animation was just so unique. I felt like they were so creative, making humans ugly on purpose, and then making mutants somehow uglier. They were just so distorted. They really fed into like that mutant part. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem was just a continuation of the trend of creating a new movie of the old franchise. But the way that Seth Rogen executed this one was just, it was far and away better than all the other reboots that I've seen, for sure. A lot of the new stuff is just different from the original, but they just kept a lot of the classic stuff enough to where you're like, oh yeah, I can for sure watch this and not feel like this is just a whole new movie, and they completely branched away from the original stuff. So I for sure really liked it. Every character kind of has like a new vibe to them. It's different, but it just works. And for a kids movie, like, I thought the jokes were solid. Like, I thought they were pretty chill. I went to the movie with my little cousins. They was laughing. I was laughing. Like, feel me? Like, I don't know if that's like a reflection on my character, because I'm like 20, and then like my little cousin's like 8 and 7, and yeah, but the soundtrack was cool too, though. Yeah, the soundtrack was cool. It wasn't like Spider-Man where I was like adding these songs to my playlist, but they just played some old rap. Like, it just fit the whole New York. They played old rap, and every song they played, it just matched. It went with the flow. It went with the vibe. And yeah, overall, top to bottom, the movie was just really good. So I think it's a bright spot for animation for sure. Coming off a movie like Spider-Man, the other animated movie we get is this. So yeah, bright spot for animation. And then yeah, it's the end of the video. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff, please. And then yeah, bye.
I don't have a plan, I'm just moving how I like to. Heard a couple stories just to show you that I like you. You're the candy, got a sugar tooth, I gotta bite you. Know a couple concerts that I'm going, I invite you.